Now, since we know that x plus 9 is a factor of this, so we'll divide this x plus 9 into x cube minus 67x plus 126. Okay. First is x square. You'll write x square. You will get x cube plus 9x square. Now see, that was a mistake that I was making. I was writing 9x square here and confusing this with 9x. Okay. So this is going to cancel here. Now these two, if you see, these two are not like terms. Okay. So what you write here is, if you make this a minus sign, this will become minus 9x square minus 67x, right? These two are different terms. So now what we are going to do, we are going to multiply this with a minus 9. So we get minus 9x square minus 81x. Now these two are like term. Now we can subtract. You understood the problem here that I was facing there? So this will become 14x, and this plus 126 again you bring down, and then you have to multiply this with, this is 9x that I have multiplied by. Okay, and this again, to get 14x you have to multiply by 14 to get 14x plus 126. So all this will cancel. So what are you getting here from this equation? X plus 9 into x square minus 9x plus 14 is equal to 0. You get x plus 9, x square minus 9x. This can further be factorized here. X square minus 7x minus 2x plus 14 equal to 0. So you get x plus 9 into x minus 7 minus 2 into x minus 7 is equal to 0. That means x plus 9 into x minus 7 into x minus 2 is equal to 0. That means, therefore, what are the other two roots? The other two roots are 7 and plus 2, plus 7 and plus 2. Okay, so this is how we, this finishes the first part of determinants. We start with the second part of determinants, which is an application of determinant. Now, if you remember in your class 11, we were finding out the area of a triangle, right? If three vertices were given, if the coordinates of the three vertices of a triangle were given to you, what was the area of this triangle? If you remember, half x1 y2 minus y3, isn't it? This is the way I told you, plus x2 into y3 minus y1
minus y1
x3 into y1 minus y2, isn't it? This is what I told you. This, the same thing in terms of determinant, can be written as half x1 y1 1, x2 y2 1, x3 y3 1. Okay, you can find out the area of this determinant very easily with the help of this determinant. Okay, so that is what we are going to apply. And what was the condition of collinearity? You remember the condition of collinearity? If the area of the triangle was 0, then we said that the 3 points were collinear, right? So if the area of the triangle was 0, we say that 3 points were collinear. So if you can find, if you can show that the value of this determinant is 0, then you can say the 3 points are collinear. Okay, let us try out the first problem here. Question number 1. Find the area of a triangle whose vertices are, so given vertices, Given vertices here are, let's say A minus 3, 5. This is our x1, y1. B is x2, y2, 3 minus 6. And C here is 7, 2. Therefore, area of triangle ABC in terms of determinant is equal to half, and we'll write determinant. What is the determinant? This one was x1, y1. This is our x2, y2, and this is our x3, y3. So this was x1, y1, 1, x2, y2, 1, x3, y3, 1. So therefore, what is this determinant? If you put the values of x1, y1 here, minus 3, 5, 1, 3, minus 6, 1, 7, 2, 1. This is the value. Now we can find out the value of this determinant in the normal manner. So how do you find out? You take half. Let's say we want to expand along the first row. Let us say we are expanding along this row. So first we take this element, minus 3. What is this position here? This is a plus position. This is a minus position. This is a plus position. So plus of minus 3 is clearly minus 3. Into the minor of this. What is the minor of this? You delete the first row, first column, you get this as your, these 4 elements as your minor. So minus 6, 1, 2, 1. Right? So this is your minor. Next, take the next element and you have a minus sign. This is a minus position. Put minus 5. Into the minor of this. What is the minor of this? You remove this row, you remove this column. How much do you get? 3, 1, 7, 1. And finally, this is what the position is this. This is a plus position. So plus 1 into minor of 1. You remove the first row, remove the first column. So you get 3, minus 6, 7, 2. This is the value of this determinant. So now we can expand each of these determinants of order 2, 3 into, multiply these two. How much do you get? Minus 6. Minus the multiplication of these two, minus 2. Minus 5. Multiply these two, you get 3. Minus 1 into 7. Plus 1 into 3 into 2 here, give you 6. Minus 6 into 7. Minus of minus 6 into 7. That means minus 42 you are getting. Minus 6 into 7 is minus 42. And minus of minus 42 will give you a plus 40. Okay. So you get here half minus 3 into minus 8 minus 5 into minus 4 plus 48. They get here half of 24 plus 20 plus 48, which is equal to half of, I think if you add all these, you are going to get 184, which is equal to 24, 20 and 24 will give you, no, not give you 184. In fact, it will give you half into 92, which is 48 square units. Okay, so this is your answer. Clear with this? Moving on to the next problem. Prove that the points, the 3 points given, the given points are 0, 3, 4, 6 and minus 8, minus 2. Let us call these points ABC. So A, B, C. Okay. We want to, the question is prove that these points are collinear. So we first find out the area of triangle ABC. Area of triangle ABC is equal to half x1, y1, 1, x2, y2, 1, x3, y3, 1. This is half. X1, y1 here is 0, 3, 1. X2, y2 is 4 and 6. And x3, y3 is -8, -3, 1. Okay. Now we can find out the value of this determinant by expanding simply. First of all, 0. This is let us expand along the first row. You can do it along the first column also. Plus, minus, plus. These are the signs. So plus 0 into whatever. I mean, whatever this is, 6, 1, -3, 1 into this minor, right? Next is a minus sign. So give a minus, and there is an element here, 3. Into the minor of 3. We delete this row and this column to get the minor as 4, 1, -8, 1. And next is a plus position here. So give a plus 1 times the determinant. You delete this row and you delete this column. So you get 4, 6, -8, -3. Right? So let's see what value we are getting. First is 0. This is 0 minus 3 into, multiply this, 4 minus of this 1 into -8 is -8, and minus of -8 will give you a +8, plus 1. 4 into -3 will give you a -12, and 6 into -8 will give you a -48, and minus of -48 will give you a +48. So this you get as half
क्लास चल रहा ना कैसे
-36, and this is again +36, which is equal to 0, right? So we are getting the value of this determinant as 0. So since the area of this triangle is 0, we have found out the area of this triangle to be 0. So therefore these 3 points are collinear. Hence A 0, 3, B 4, 6, and C -8, -3 are collinear. Fine. Moving on to the next problem. Number 3. Question is, for what value of K are the points collinear? Let's write the given point first. The given points are, let's say A 5, 5, B K1, and C 11, 7. Okay. If A, B and C are collinear, then area of the triangle must be equal to 0. That means, what is the area of this triangle? X1, Y1, 1, X2, Y2, 1, X3, Y3, 1. This determinant must be equal to 0. So now expand this determinant and find out the value of K. So this is, in fact, you have a half here also. So half of, let's omit the half because this is a product, so it doesn't matter. So that means this determinant is equal to 0. 5, 5, 1, K 1, 1, 11, 7, 1 is equal to 0. Now we'll expand this determinant. Let us expand it along the first row only. So 5 into the minor 1, 1, 7, 1. So there's a plus sign, minus sign, plus sign. Next minus sign, minus into the element here. This 5. So -5. What is the minor here? You remove this 2, you get k 1 11 1, and finally you have a plus sign and you have a 1 here. That means plus 1 into k 1 11 7 must be equal to 0. That means 5 times. Now you multiply these two, you get 1 minus 1 into 7 is 7, minus 5 times k minus 11 plus 7k minus 11 equal to 0. So you get this as 5 into minus 6 minus 5k plus 55 plus 7k minus 11 is equal to 0. That means minus 30, and these two combine here, minus 5k and 7k, to give you a plus 2k plus 55 minus 11 is equal to 0. So you get here 2k and 55 and minus 11 minus 30. How much is this? This is going to give you, I think 14.
Sir,
14. So that means 2k is equal to minus 14. That means k is equal to minus 7. Okay, so for this value of k, these 3 points are collinear. And let us finish the last one also. Question here is, if xy given, let us call the points a xy, b a0, and c0b are collinear. You need to prove that x by a plus y by b is equal to 1. Okay, so therefore area of triangle ABC must be equal to 0. Form the determinant, half x y 1 a 0 1 0 b 1 must be equal to 0. That means this determinant is equal to 0. X a 0 y 0 b 1 1 1 must be equal to 0. So which now you want to find out the value of this determinant. So along which row should we expand? If you see, it will be easier to expand along the first column, right? Because you see there is a 0 here. If I expand along the first row, there are no zeros, right? So if I expand along the first column, it will be easier. So let us write down the positions here. Signs: plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, and you have a plus, minus, plus. Okay, now we are going to expand. So first a plus sign, and then the element of this x. What is the minor of this element? Delete the corresponding row and the corresponding column. You get 0, 1, b 1. Next, you have an a here with a minus sign, so you give a minus a. And what should be the minor here? You cancel out this row and you cancel out this column, so you get y 1 b 1, and this 0 will mean a 0 here is equal to 0. So that means this becomes x into 0 minus b. Multiply these two. 0 into 1 is 0. Minus 1 into b is b. Minus a into 1 into y is y. Minus b into 1 b equal to 0. So that means you are getting minus bx minus ay plus ab is equal to 0. That means you take bx and ay on the other side. You get bx plus ay is equal to ab. Now, in order to get this form here, what do you want to prove? We want to prove x by a plus y by b is equal to 1, right? So what you do here is you divide both sides by ab. That means bx by ab plus ay by ab is equal to ab by ab. Dividing both sides by AB. So that means you get x by A plus y by B is equal to 1, and that is our required proof. Is it clear? Or any question? See, and a matrix of order n. Okay, here is an n by n. A matrix of order m by n, in fact, not n by n. Matrix of order m by n will look something like this. This is a general matrix. Okay, see the subscripts here: 1 1, first row, first column; A12, first row, second column; A13, first row, third column, and so on. This is A22, second row, second column; A23, second row, third column, and until we have the mth row and the nth column. Okay, a general m by n matrix will look like this. Okay, and we say that the order of this matrix A is m by n, where Aij is the element in the ith row and the jth column. Okay, so Aij means ith row, jth column. Types of matrices: this is a rectangular matrix, which is having 3 rows and 2 columns. Order is 3 by 2. Okay, this is a row matrix which has only a single row, so it is called 1 by 4. This is of order 1 by 4 because it has a single row. How many columns? 4 columns, right? Similarly, this is also a row matrix because it has a single row and it has 3 columns. So this is its order is 1 by 3. This is called a column matrix where there is only a single column. This is a single column, say it has 3 rows here. That means the order here is 3 by 1. Similarly, the order here is 4 by 1. Square matrix: any matrices in which the number of rows is the same as the number of columns. This is a matrix of order 2, many of which you have done in class 10. This is a matrix of order 3, which mostly we'll deal with in class 11 now. Next is the definition of diagonal matrix. Okay, you can look at these definitions also, although not much needed here. Diagonal matrix is that kind of matrix in which only the diagonal elements are non-zero. All the other elements are zero, right? This is called the principal diagonal. Okay, this is called the principal diagonal. A matrix in which the principal diagonal elements are non-zero, square matrix in which the principal diagonal elements are non-zero, is called a diagonal matrix. Okay, this is the mathematical notation. You can go through this notation. Okay, and a diagonal matrix like this can also be represented in this manner. So we can write this as is equal to diagonal 2, 7, minus 1. Sometimes we don't give commas, but then the notation remains the same. So if I am writing a matrix in this manner, diagonal 2, 7, minus 1, that means 2, 7, minus 1 will be elements of this principal diagonal. All the other elements will be 0. Okay. Scalar matrix: if the principal diagonal elements are the same scalar. Here, what is the same scalar? Minus 3. If it is the same scalar, then we say it is a scalar matrix. Okay, this is a mathematical definition of a scalar matrix. Next is identity matrix. You have done identity matrix earlier also. This 1001 is an identity matrix of order 2 denoted by I2. This is a square matrix in which the principal diagonal elements are unity or 1. This is called a unit matrix. Okay. And finally, we have the definition of a 0 or a null matrix. Okay. Now, what is a 0 or a null matrix? This is also a 0 matrix, 1 by 3. This is a row matrix, which is a 0 matrix. This is a column matrix, which is a 0 matrix. Okay. This is a matrix of order 2 by 3, which is a null matrix. This is a matrix of order 3 by 2, which is a null matrix. This is a square matrix of order 2, which is null. And this is a square matrix of order 3, which is null. Okay. And the representation here is, mathematical representation here is Aij is equal to 0 for all I and j. Equality of matrices, when are two matrices equal? When the corresponding elements are equal. That is, when two matrices Aij m by n and Bij m by n are equal if the corresponding elements are equal. Okay. This is the definition of equality of matrices. Fine. So I'll stop here.